in The Godfather, leave the gun, take the cannolis. There's lines. You know, there's lines. None of these movies. And listen, man, I was in Spider-Man 2, and I had a great time. It was great working with Sam Raimi. I really enjoyed it. But I was always mad at myself for doing that movie. I needed the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the money at that point was necessary. But I was always mad about doing that movie. Even though I had a great time, the movie was a great experience. We got some jokes. If you ain't high by 2 o'clock, go fuck your mother. You know, all that shit came from that movie. But it was the beginning of these movies they're making now. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. You know, the other day I watched that commercial for Thor. You know, it looks fucking like they didn't shoot a scene. Everything is CGI or whatever the fuck that is. I don't want to watch one of those fucking... Once I see CGI, really, you like it?
I love that kind of shit.
I can't...
real now, you know?
I still fucking see it, and I'm like, God damn it.
It comes with different stories.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not... Look at guys, whether it's podcast or stand-up or movies, I like my shit to be serious. I want to get something out of this fucking movie. I want to get the message that the writer's trying to get across. I don't care about the characters and the growth of the characters or the arc. That doesn't matter to me.
That's all you hear about.
That doesn't matter to me, guys. I could lie to you and tell you, oh, the arc of the guy. That's never mattered to me. You know, that's bullshit. That's chit. You know, people trying to be fucking smarter than what the fuck they are. But I like to get what the director or the writer was trying to get out of this fucking movie. What's the message? You know, and then we go back to somebody like James Caan. You know, in 1979, my mom passed, and by 1980, I was doing things I wasn't too proud of, you know. And one of those things was robbing drug dealers or trying to fucking be a thief. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. And one night I was home and I watched the movie Thief. I watched it. The first time Thief came out was in 1979, 1980, and it won the Cannes Film Festival. And I still remember the commercial for it, but I was going through so much with my mother's death and whatnot that I never got to see it. Fast forward to fucking 1981, HBO had The Raging Bull, Thief, and fucking Hollywood Nights On. This is when HBO didn't have 10 million movies. HBO maybe had, 20 movies. They'd run 10 of them Monday night, 10 of them Tuesday night, then Wednesday night they'd run 10 more. I don't know if that's what they did, but I could call my brother Mike and we watched The Raging Bull and fucking Thief every night for probably 3 months. We would walk the Pathmark, shoplift ice cream to make protein shakes and fucking cold cuts, and we'd be home by 1 and we'd watch The Thief, Hollywood Nights, and fucking, and the real thing about Hollywood Nights was, you ready for this? You know who's in Hollywood Nights? Mike Binder, who is the director of the Comedy Store documentary. Mike Binder. First time I saw Mike Binder was in Hollywood Nights, and I realized that they had a couple comics on there. And years later, I watched it again, and half the Comedy Store is in that fucking movie, except for Fran Drescher. Fran Drescher's in that. I think it's Michelle Pfeiffer. No. Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer's in Hollywood Nights with Tony motherfucking Danza, Jack. Guys, I'm a movie buff. I'm trying to tell you this shit. The other day I was at a party, and somebody was talking about the pilot that spread the AIDS. And all of a sudden I go, The Band Moves On, or whatever the fucking name of that movie was. If you've never seen that movie on HBO. As a matter of fact, guys, I've been doing the album of the week on Patreon. I don't know if I'm going to switch it. I think I'm going to give them a different surprise every week. I think I'm going to go from the movie of the week to the album of the week, because I can't get albums fast enough anymore. I just found a new fucking metal place, Keyport. How far is Keyport, New Jersey from me? They got a metal something. I got to call Jimmy Florentine later. I just saw it on Facebook like last week that they're having a sale. So maybe I could go down there. Maybe I'll take a ride down to Barnes & Noble and try to pick up a fucking great album that they have down there in Freehold. But my albums have slowed down. Bob Lolingus, thank God. Bob just sent me a great fucking album that I put on. It's a Quiet Riot, a fucking album. I don't know where he got it from, Bob, but Bob always comes through. I got to call him up and thank him for that one. But yeah, man, although cinema was a big part of my life. And now that I don't have it, I've tried to do it. Like, I've tried to go on movie theaters and go down to Freehold, and it's a fucking, 12 pier theater, and people walk. It's not the same, guys. I'm talking about a movie theater, an old-fashioned one-movie theater. That's it. I know there's still one in Fairview. Fairview Cinema had one of the best ones I ever went to. Why? Because they had a midnight showing. They had midnight movies the first Saturday and Friday of the month. Tremendous. Add that too. That's what I want to do. And guys, listen, it sucked because it was the same 10 movies that they played at midnight. It was The Song Remains the Same, Pink Floyd Live from Pompeii, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young had a concert movie.
People are getting fucked up and going.
Yeah, that's what we fucking guys. The midnight movies were a blast. Plus, the midnight movie we went to had 2 movie theaters. They had the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they had whatever you were playing. Like throughout the week, that's the same movie theater I went to see Apocalypse Now at. That's the same movie theater I went to see. I went to see a couple things at the Fairview Cinema. The fucking one night I went to the Fairview, like this is what I'm talking about. Like a bunch of us got together and went to the Fairview Cinema to watch, I don't know, fucking the Crosbys. Oh, Neil Young and Crazy Horse had a movie. Who else had a concert film? Guys, there must have been 10 bands that had them. Like 5 that you didn't want. The Beatles had the Yellow Submarine and Help. They played those 2, or fucking Help they played at midnight. They played all those type of films. But I still remember being out there, and it was a gigantic fucking line. And we're all the way in the fucking back. But the other reason I liked about the Fairview Cinema, the double feature, was that 50 yards away there was a Carvel. So we would go up there, go to Carvel, and then walk the fucking... Guys, I'm telling you, there's always a Carvel. And we would walk back to the Fairview Cinema. And one day, we're online, and we're all the way in the fucking back, and we had this crazy kid with me, John Crowley. And I'm like, how the fuck are we going to cut in the line? I'm like, John, you got to do something to get us in the line. And John looked up, and right when you walked in, there was an ice cream cone that somebody was eating. But they got into the movie theater, so they threw the ice cream cone on the floor, and there was ants on the ice cream, but the cone was still intact, and it was just melted. This motherfucker picked it up with the ants and started eating the ice cream, and everybody was like, oh. So we cut right in that line. While they're moving back, we cut right in the fucking line and got back there. I mean, this is what we did.